Hi everyone, welcome to Homerino Collectibles, where today I am going to be doing a review of Storm from the Marvel Legends Infinite Series X-Men Jubilee Wave. As you can see by the Toys R Us sticker on the packaging, it is a Toys R Us exclusive to the US, so if you want to pick it up and you're not in the US just like me, then you'll have to go on eBay. So as for the packaging, it is pretty standard Infinite Series packaging. We have an X on the top there. They all have this picture of Wolverine on both sides, and then on the back we have a larger picture of Storm, and then we also have this bio right here. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause it. And then we have the rest of the wave down here. You have to get everyone apart from Wolverine to build your Jubilee, so let's open her up and take a look. So first out of the box we have the Build-A-Figure piece, which is the majority of the Jubilee figure at the moment without arms. You can just take this jacket off and whatnot, but for a full review of the Jubilee figure, be sure to stay tuned to my channel, and once I have done the reviews for the entire wave, I'll get to the Jubilee review. And here is Storm out of packaging, and it is a great figure, but there are some problems. Most of them might just be on my figure, but some of the problems you might find on yours too. So let's start out with the problems basically, and the first one is this cape thing that she has. In packaging, it's held in right here and right here, and as you can see, it's kind of wrinkled. Not too sure if you can iron this or something. You can probably heat it up a little bit and straighten it out, but just be very careful for whatever you do to try and straighten this or whatever, or for when you take it out of packaging, because it is pretty thin. I don't know if it's like nylon or what, but it's pretty thin, so just be careful with it. It's not frayed or anything. It feels like it's made pretty well. It's just wrinkles and stays like it. So, and then I got some wrinklage up here and up here too. So I mean, it doesn't look too bad, but it's pretty much like the main accessory for her, and it's a bit wrinkled, so I'd just prefer it if it was packaged in a way that it wasn't. That's pretty, like maybe sandwich it in between two pieces of card or something in the back there, so that there's no way that in packaging it could be wrinkled. That would have been something that would have been a good idea. Another thing is just some of the molding. So as you can see on her leg right here, there's a lot of swells and whatnot in the molding. Like this one is nice and smooth, and then this one's got a load of swells and bits that just don't really look right. I don't really like that. And then another thing is there's just a bit of brown on her chest right there. But apart, and then also there is actually a little bit of white swirly bit on here on her elbow. So just minor things. They don't really take away from the figure too much, but they're just the little things that are wrong with mine that I don't really like too much. However, everything else with the figure is very, very nice. So I'm going to start out with the paint scheme here. So it's a black figure, and then she's got the white down here on the bottom of her legs, which is done nicely. And then that same colour goes onto the gloves and the forearms there. And up here, this is obviously a lot shinier, as you can see, than on the chest right there. And then we have gold, and then the brown paint right here. This is kind of something that doesn't really look like clothing. The gold stands out enough. I wish they'd put some kind of like a trim around that brown there on the black, so that it looks like clothing, because that kind of looks like the black is just painted onto her. Obviously it's just a thin bit of costume, but I'd like a bit of a trim there, just so that differentiates a little bit, because you've got a matte brown and a matte black, and there's just not really much of a kind of a difference there. It just kind of looks painted on, so I'd like a bit of a different paint scheme there. As for the head, on the other hand, no problems whatsoever. Absolutely perfect. The sculpt looks awesome. The eyes and the lips and the eyebrows and everything, all that paint detail is done absolutely fantastically. Obviously that's a great thing. The fact that she doesn't have pupils and whatnot and proper eye detail means that it's something that they can't get wrong, which is very nice. The mohawk is sculpted really, really awesomely. It's like very light grey, and then it's got a white kind of dry brush kind of effect on there to highlight it. Very, very nice. So as for articulation here, the head moves up a little bit, but hindered a little bit by the hair, but not too bad. So flying poses, you're not going to get amazing flying poses from her with the head, but obviously here at the diaphragm joint you can take it up a little, but it's not really enough to get an awesome flying pose, so that's a bit of a hindrance from the figure. But she does look down very well. She moves left and right at the head, and also got some pivots, so that's very nice. The arms do a full 360 degrees and move up and down. She rotates at the elbow side to side and up and down 90 degrees. The wrists do a full rotation and move in and out, and she has very nice gestured hands both sides. These can be taken off if you unplug the hands, however it can't be removed from this diaphragm joint, and at that joint she moves up, down, left and right, so not a crazy amount of ab crunch and everything there, and like I said, not enough to give her a good flying pose really at all. And then at the hips, forward, back a little bit, out to the side a little bit. She rotates at the thigh, has a double jointed knee, and then for the feet she moves up and down. It's very clicky, and then she has a bit of an ankle pivot, and then she also has peg holes in the bottom of her feet. So overall, I mean, there's a good amount of moulding detail in the actual mould itself. The paint detail, I think, in spots could have been done a little bit better. Obviously, I've got the little paint sponge there, and I think that there should have been some kind of more of a contrast between the skin tone and that black right there. However, the face and the hair and everything is done really, really fantastically well. Obviously, I do wish that this wasn't quite so crinkled, but it is, decent enough, really. If you could iron it, I mean, you'd have to go online and find that out for yourself, really, but if you can iron it, then great, then do that, and then it'll be perfect. And then as for a size comparison, to the top of her head, she's just a little bit shorter than a standard Marvel Legends figure, but then obviously with her mohawk she is a little bit taller, so I think that it is a really, really great figure. I do recommend it if you like Storm. Obviously this is the Marvel Now version of her, so if you're collecting new Marvel Now stuff, she's great to add to the collection. I like the kind of very classic look with the mohawk again. She's not one of my favourite X-Men figures. I was happy to pick her up, because I really like the Jubilee Build-A-Figure. However, I think that it is one to pass on if you're not too fussed about the Build-A-Figure or Storm herself. I think that this could have been done a bit better. I think that really the best part about this figure is just the head, to be honest. Everything else about it is just, it's okay. If you like Storm and you're building your X-Men, then great. So for me, it's my only Storm. And that's pretty much all she does. She's just filling in that spot. So that's it for this review, guys. I would say that I recommend her, but only if you really like Storm. Like I said, she just kind of fills in that spot in the collection for me of a Storm figure in my X-Men collection. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you want to see pictures of my collection. That's Homerino123. And there'll be links in the description of this video to the rest of the wave, and make sure that you subscribe for more Marvel Legends reviews. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.